Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steel Forest Welding and Forge. Today, for you fine folks, I have a tool review, and today I am going to be reviewing the Wen Model 6307 belt sander. So we'll go ahead and just get right into it. I bought this belt sander because a lot of the parts that I deal with in my shop are tubes, especially for my rocket stoves. And when I cut these tubes, it tends to leave a burr on the inside edge of that tubing. It's really difficult to get in there with a grinder to knock that edge down and to take those burrs off. At first I was using a file, but after I made 2 or 3 stoves, I got completely sick of that. So I opted to buy a belt sander. Now, this is a pretty small belt sander and kind of a cheap one at that. This little guy only cost me $30 on Amazon. But I gotta tell you what, so far it's been a pretty wise investment. Now, the big advantage to using this guy is that it's very easy to manipulate into small, tight areas. So, for example, the piece of tubing here, kind of hard to get in here with a grinder, but with a belt sander, no problem. This belt sander comes with a couple of nice little features. For one, it has an adjustable head. You can turn this orange screw right here, and then now this becomes adjustable. So you can fit that into whatever area you may need. I very rarely use it outside of this straight position here, but that option is there for those who need it. Now this is a 120 volts, 2 amp motor. So again, it is not super powerful. If you just sit and just hold this down to a piece of steel, it's going to bog down, and it's not exactly very aggressive material removal. It will remove steel and material, but again, not at a super powerful pace. This is used really for light sanding and grinding. Now it does have a variable power setting. On the back of the handle you can see the number 6. This goes all the way down to 1. So I'll do a quick demonstration here. I'll turn this tool on and I'll increase the power so you can kind of get an idea for how powerful it is. So here's on 1. And all the way up to 6. So it's got some decent power. You definitely don't want to get your hand caught in this guy. It's going to do some damage. So I think we'll go ahead and do a quick demonstration. I'll also demonstrate how to remove the belt and how to put on a new one. And then I'll give a final thoughts at the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and do a little demonstration to show you how to change out these belts. Whenever you're changing some sort of accessory or part on a tool, always make sure that it is unplugged. You don't want to accidentally bump the power button on this and have it either suck in your finger or part of your clothing and potentially injure you. So always unplug your tool first. We're going to push down on this post right here, and you're going to hear a click. Now this post is locked in the downward position. You can turn it over, take the belt right off. We take our new belt, and the way I like to do this, I'll hold it over this wheel here on the front, stretch the wheel down, kind of work it down over this part here. Now, make sure that you push this all the way down. As you can see, that belt is riding on the plastic. The first time I changed this, I did have this up a little bit high, and it rode on this plastic for a second and wore it down a little bit. So just make sure you push that down all the way. Then we turn this back over. We push this release button, and now our belt is tight. We're ready to go. Okay, so right here we have the chimney of one of my rocket stoves. Now the grinder, it's pretty tough to get into these inside spots here and take these burrs off, especially here, the cutout section for the feed tube. But that's where this belt sander shines. It's really easy to get into these little spaces. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick demonstration for you guys. I'm gonna have this thing ramped up all the way to its full power. The nice thing about the belt going both ways, you can grind in this direction and this direction, no problem. little soft spot right there between the wheel and that pad. And you put a nice little round edge on whatever you're grinding on. There we go, done. And we got a burr, or we got, I should say, an edge there that is smooth enough to run your fingers over back and forth in both directions. All right, so here are my final thoughts on this tool. Now, I am very happy I invested into this tool. It has been a huge time saver. It doesn't take very long at all to knock that burr off and put a nice, smooth surface on there. Especially with that little gap I was mentioning earlier between the wheel and that pad. You can put a piece of steel right there, puts a nice, smooth edge on it. For $30, you can't beat it. I've dropped this thing a few times, not from a real big height. So far, I haven't managed to break it or damage it. I can tell you what, though, this casing that it comes in, it's kind of that soft plastic. So I don't think it would shatter if I were to drop it from a good height. It would definitely crack, especially in the spots here with these raised plastic edges. So, do be mindful. I wouldn't drop this if I were you. As far as the power goes, it's significantly powerful for what I need it for. I have yet to really bog it down to really worry about maybe burning the motor out. This thing runs pretty well. My biggest complaint with it is that this variable speed button is very easy to hit. I do find myself, just while I'm working, kind of bumping this against my clothes and running the power down, having to stop, ramp it back up, go back to work. But that happens fairly rare. Also, there are vents here for the airflow, and just with the way you kind of hold this tool like this or like this, I probably spend most of my time holding this guy like this. That's directly over that fan to kind of help keep that tube cool. So as of yet, I haven't really overheated it, but that does cause a little bit concern. I'm just kind of surprised that they would put the vents right there. I mean, no one's going to hold this thing like this. People are going to hold it like this or like that for really good, fine control. For $30, man, we tell you, you cannot beat this tool. If you have a job where you need to do a lot of deburring and you don't want to use like a wire wheel, for example, this is a great alternative. I highly recommend this tool. I've had it for probably, I want to say 6 months now, and as of yet, I haven't seen any wear and tear on it. So, if you guys are in the market for a small and cheap belt sander, definitely go with the Wen 6307. You won't be disappointed. All right, guys, that is the end of this review. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you could. Please comment down below if you have any questions related to just metalworking in general. Again, I like this channel to be very educational, and if you have any questions, I would like to answer them. Please subscribe. We're almost getting to that 150 mark with subscriptions. That'll be kind of nice, and hopefully those are going to keep climbing. So please share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day.